What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the annual shareholders meeting that's going to be on November 8th, coming up next week, okay? And the vote that we're having. I know a lot of y'all probably already cast your votes, and some of you don't even know that you've got them in your mailbox. Go look in your inbox and your spam folders for mail from AMC. You should get a proxy vote card, okay, to take you to the website to vote. All right, but now they've had a change. And people, let me share something with you. I seen that they made the change, but I didn't pay no attention to it because I'm busy watching war coverage right now. Because in case you don't know, and I didn't really think about it until I heard it somewhere, but they didn't call World War I until after the fact. And they didn't call World War II until after the fact. And they're not going to call this World War III in the press until after the fact, all right? But believe it or not, there are countries, I just seen a news report and how ridiculous it can be. Israel has Gaza surrounded. Motherfucker, you better look around. You surrounded. You got, man, this is getting bad. So I'm busy watching that coverage. And when the news broke that there was a change in the proxy voting, way that the votes were going to be added up, I didn't give a shit. I was busy watching news coverage, all right? Because the shit's going on right now is fixing to get really, really, really bad in the next couple of days, I think, all right? So sometimes I let AMC news slide by, and I should be talking about it. And I went over there and I looked at the change, and I said, holy shit, what the fuck is going on at AMC? Now, I pulled up the proxy vote that we gonna have the proposals to vote on. And I did a video. You can look in the cards up above right there. And it's on each one of the proposals. I got a playlist of each one of the proposals that are, and explain what they mean. All right? But man, everything changes with this change that they've done to the way the votes will be counted. All right? Understand this. Number one, in this document, the board recommends you vote yes. Okay? That's what's important to understand in the first proposal right here. All right? Now, here's the original proposals that they wanted you to vote for. The board recommends a vote for Proposal 1. All right? And Proposal 1, as I explained in my first video in the Play series, it explains how this is an anti-takeover measure to classify the board. To declassify the board removes an anti-takeover measure. And what they want to do here is they want you to vote yes for Adam Aaron and the rest of these, Dennis Clark, Howard Koch, Philip Lauder, all of these people to remain on the board for one more year. That's what this proposal for Proposal 1 would do, is that the current people that are on the board would remain on the board for one more year. Then we would vote again in another year. Okay? Now, if you vote no for the proposal, what you're saying is you do not agree with these people remaining on the board for another year. That you are saying that you want Miss Dennis Clark, which represents the LGBTQ people, and Carrie Pootman. They got both women because they want to be diverse on the board, and one of them is a spokesperson for the LGBTQ people, however you say it. But if you vote no, then these two people will be approved for the board, and they expire on 2026. All right? So a vote yes for proposal number 1 leaves all the board members on the board for another year. We won't have to vote till next year on the next people for the board. If you vote no, then these two ladies get put, I'm sorry if I used the wrong pronoun, they get put on the board, and they will be there till 2026. Okay? So, a vote yes here means leave the board intact for another year. All right. Now let's look at the change. Okay, here's the change that they made to the proposal vote that we're having, okay? Broker non-votes will be considered as represented for purposes of determining a quorum, but will not otherwise affect voting results. And they struck out, but will not otherwise affect voting results. That's going to be important in just a moment. But the first part here is that if you do not vote, your vote count, your share count, your vote will go into the pot for quorum purposes, meaning that they don't have enough people present, so they're going to count the non-voters too. Now, that's kind of fucked up in and of itself, but they say less than 50% of the people show up to vote, all right? So this is how they get a quorum where they can hold a meeting, is by counting broker non-votes as present so that they can have a quorum. Now, it said, but will not otherwise affect voting results, and they changed that to broker non-votes will have the same effect as a vote against Proposal 1, 3, 4, 5, and will have no effect on votes on Proposals 2A, 2B, because you don't vote on those two, 6, 7, and 8. People, this is monumental, all right? They are now going to count the non-votes for people who have shares and don't vote. They're going to count their shares as against Proposal 1, all right? Which will have what effect? We just talked about it. Let's take a look at the proposals again. And if all non-broker votes are voted against proposal number 1, then what they're doing is they're stopping the removal of the anti-takeover measure, and they're keeping it in place, and they're putting these two women on the board. Sorry about if I used the wrong pronoun. But they're going to put these people on the board, all right? And they're going to leave the board classified. That is the major point of the change. They're leaving. They want somebody, whoever filed this change to the SEC, does not want the board to become declassified. To have the board classified is an anti-takeover measure. And if Proposal 1 was to pass, well, then that anti-takeover measure is removed, and it's easier for somebody to come in and take over AMC. And it's the same case with Proposals 3, 4, and 5. All right? When they're talking about prohibition against stockholders acting by written consent being removed, and other things, being able to call a special meeting of shareholders and so forth. Those are all anti-takeover matters that AMC has in place so that a company can't come in. But a vote for it removes these protections, and it's easier for a takeover. So now they've changed it to where broker non-votes will be voted against, which means now we will stay classified, and we will have to vote each one of the members in their classification. For example, Adam Aaron, Dennis Clark, and Howard Koch would be classified 1, and then Lauder and Locke and Paulus 2, and so forth. All right, and then each year we vote on that block that stays in place. They wanted to remove that to make it easier for takeover. But now the change that they've made keeps the anti-takeover matter in place, and it appears as if they're not wanting it to be taken over now. Something happened to where they've changed their mind on the takeover. Why? Because if everybody voted for these proposals, it would be easier for Amazon to acquire us. All right? And now, with the striking of that out and saying that all non-broker votes are going to be voted as non-votes, no votes, then this proposal is doomed. Proposals 1, 3, 4, and 5 is dead on arrival already because of the broker non-votes. So with that, Love y'all. Be blessed. And I'll see you in the next video.